president, what would I do in the first 90 days? And the first day, what I would do, just for starters, to start the 90 days off, would be to repeal all rules that are in progress by the Obama administration. I would begin the process of repealing rules that have happened, to adjust them or to repeal them altogether, because the legacy of President Obama, the greatest legacy, will be a lid on our economy that unless we change it, we're not going to be able to grow. This is the insidious, regulation is an insidious form of taxation. It limits people's ability to have growing income. It creates huge costs. More businesses are closing today than being formed, first time ever in modern history. So a thorough review in those 90 days, wherever possible, to repeal the rules. The second thing I'd do on the first day of office would be to move the United States Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. And thirdly, I would shut down the United States Embassy in Havana. Here's what I believe to be true. I believe our friends, and Israel is our closest ally, should know that we have their back. And this is not just symbolism when you move the embassy to the nation's capital. It is a clear signal that you're serious about the existential threat that Iran brings to Israel and to the United States. It would be the most powerful thing you do to say, we're back in business now. We're no longer going to do what the Obama administration did, which was turn the cheek left and right all the time. Just bam, 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 bam. Today, there was an article I read about how the Iranians have increased dramatically their cybersecurity attacks on the United States after the agreement was signed. The Washington Post reporter has now been sentenced after the agreement was signed. They now say that they're ready for the agreement to, they're in compliance and they're ready for the agreement to take place in January, where no one else believes that that's the case. They've made it clear that there's not going to be any opening, and they're continuing to repress their people. So we should take them at their word when they say death to Israel, death to America, and sending a signal like that is important. The other part of this that I think is important is that you should earn your relation with the United States by deeds, by actions. And whether it's Iran or Cuba, there's been nothing that they've done to earn a relationship. They haven't earned it. And the people in Cuba are totally repressed. The economy is controlled by the government. They've announced they're not going to buy our equipment. All the people that thought this was going to be a boon to their sales of goods and services hasn't happened. They continue to repress their people. Why should we grant diplomatic relations with a country that then immediately laughs at us? And so those three things would be day one. And then you've got to get back to the business of going back to the regular order. This idea that the president just can sign executive orders because, he's the head poobah, kind of walk around like this, like a North American, Latin American, dictator or something, sign an executive order here, do this. He doesn't have the authority in many cases to do this. We need to start respecting the Constitution again, which means the president works with Congress.